Today we will start your Unit 3 for course code 9382 Functional English. The first topic of Unit 3 is agreeing and disagreeing. In other words, how you can use English language or how English language functions when you want to show agreement or disagreement. Assignments you have to type. हैंड रिटन असाइनमेंट्स नहीं सबमिट करवानी है आपने टाइप करनी है असाइनमेंट्स. तो जब भी हम किसी के साथ कोई कन्वर्सेशन कर रहे होते हैं, कोई डिस्कशन कर रहे होते हैं, तो ज़्यादातर हमारा जो टाइम होता है वो या तो हम किसी के आइडियाज़ और ओपिनियंस के साथ अग्री कर रहे होते हैं या हम उनके साथ डिसअग्री कर रहे होते हैं. तो हमारी जो कन्वर्सेशंस होती हैं उनका जो मेजर पोर्शन होता है दैट इज़ ईदर अग्रीमेंट और डिसअग्रीमेंट. तो डिसअग्रीमेंट जो है या जो अग्रीमेंट है वो हमेशा तब होता है जब आप ओपिनियंस को एक्सप्रेस कर रहे हूँ, व्यूज़ को एक्सप्रेस कर रहे हूँ या ऑब्वियसली कोई दूसरा अपने व्यूज़ और ओपिनियंस को एक्सप्रेस कर रहा हो. तो जब आप अग्रीमेंट या डिसअग्रीमेंट शो करना चाह रहे हूँ तो आप अपने सेंटेंस को स्टार्ट कैसे कर सकते हैं. लाइक इन माई ओपिनियन, इट सीम्स टू मी, आई फील, डोंट यू थिंक, अकॉर्डिंग टू. सो इस तरह से आप अपने सेंटेंस को स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं व्हेन यू वांट टू शो अग्रीमेंट और डिसअग्रीमेंट. Umar, you can open the slides in your own screen. I have shared them in the chat and I have also sent them in your WhatsApp group. So, like in my opinion, it was the most emotional Twilight book in the series. Don't you think that you would enjoy being famous? It seems to me that your question is an interesting one. I feel everything will get all right. Don't you think she's right? According to my views, she is correct. So, with these structures, you can basically agree or disagree, or you can show agreement or disagreement. So for agreement, what type of words or expressions do we use? I agree, that's right, that's true, you are right, that's a good point. I agree totally, Shabir is a good student. That's right, when you greet him, you must strangle him with all your strength. I guess you are right. That's a good point. The point he mentioned during the speech was sensible. That's a good point. So this is how you can show your agreement. Then when you want to show disagreement, तो किस तरह के expressions आप use कर सकते हैं? Good example, Laiba. So which expressions can you use? I am afraid, I disagree, maybe, perhaps, I'm not sure, I don't agree. His views are not correct, I am afraid, I disagree. I am not sure whether to listen to him or not. It may be possible to touch your kneecaps. Perhaps it might rain. I don't agree with what you said. Depends, Laiba, for how long you were connected for the lecture. If it is more than 1 hour, then your attendance will be counted. So now there are 5 sentences. You have to identify in which sentence there is agreement and in which sentence there is disagreement. A, just write A, B, C, D, E, and in front of those letters agreement or disagreement. Slide number is 7. So now you have to just identify A, B, C, D, whether they are agreement or disagreement. Very good, Kinza. Rahil, why are you sending this link again and again in the chat? Go to Maria. Lab, I've already answered your question. Yes, Mahmood, they can be called discussion language, but basically they are agreement and disagreement. Agreement and disagreement can occur in without discussions even. Okay, Hafsa has also answered. Nurulan has answered. Ikra has answered. Aisha, Ubaid, Amna, Suleiman, Asfa, Tasawwur, Savera, Muskan, and a lot of others have also answered. Very good. Well done, class. Okay, so totally agree with you that Glenn is a good student is an agreement. I don't think you are right is disagreement. She is absolutely correct is agreement. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Your ring is so cool is agreement. No, I don't think so. The food is really good there is disagreement. Okay, so this was agreement and disagreement. I hope agreement and disagreement and their expressions are clear. Good. Now we will start with the next tense, that is simple past tense, which is also called past indefinite tense. So there are basically two names for this tense, simple past tense and past indefinite tense. So what is past simple past tense? When do we use it? We use it when we want to express an idea or an action that started and ended in the past. Anything that started and ended in the past, that happened in the past, stayed in the past, we use simple past tense or past indefinite to express that action. Then there are certain time expressions or certain expressions that we can use with simple past tense. Yes, Ikra, you are right. Was were are not used in simple past tense. Was were are used with was were are used only when you are just stating a past fact like he was happy. But if you are using an action, then past was and were are not used in past simple tense or past indefinite tense. Okay, so there are certain time expressions that are used with simple past tense, like yesterday, 1980, last month, last year, ago, before. So all these time expressions are used with simple past tense. Rahil, please stop sharing this link. Okay, then there are certain examples like I saw Shabir yesterday. Last Friday, the students took their spelling and vocabulary tests. They got married 2 years ago. So all these actions are complete. None of these actions are still remaining, or unfinished. All of these actions are there are a lot of students in the class. It is difficult to mute and unmute continuously. As for the chat, that cannot be muted. I have tried. MS Teams function to unmute to mute chats is not working. I tried it in the last two classes. It wasn't working at all. Okay, so as you can see in these sentences that we have a subject, then we are using the verb in its second form, then we have object. Like saw is the second form of see, took is the second form of take, got is the second form of get. So subject, then second form of verb, and then obviously object. And we use it for all those actions that start and end in the past. And when we talk about verbs, there are two types of verbs. Some verbs are regular. So some verbs are regular and some verbs are irregular. Regular verbs, which are also known as weak verbs, are all those verbs that we use, and when we want to make their past forms, we simply add ed with them. Like walk, walked, study, studied, cry, cried, live, lived. That is why we call them regular, because there is a regularity in their past forms. Yes, Fatma, your examples are correct. So, in regular verbs, all you have to do is to add ed when you want to make their past forms. That is also correct. Yes, Muskan, that is also correct. Okay, so these are regular verbs. The next is irregular verbs. These are the verbs that have different past and present forms. They do not follow a regular pattern. Like become, this past tense is became. Give, the past form is gave. Drive, the past form is drove. I depressed, no. Either I was depressed or I am depressed, because depressed is not a verb, it's an adjective. I live in Islamabad is present tense. Drive, drove, forget, forgot. So these are basically irregular verbs. So basically they are known as, or they are called irregular because they have a different type of change. Like teach, taught, bring, brought, yes, find and found, leave, left, hear, heard, buy, bought. Like Celia bought a new computer last weekend. I understood, not understand. Understand is the present form. And then some irregular verbs don't change at all, like hit, all its past form is also hit, put, past form is also put, set, past form is also set. So all the irregular verbs have a unique feature when they change into the past form. The children set the table every Sunday. The children set the table last night. So the present form is also set and the past form is also set. For regular verbs, simply use the ed form. And like when I was a child, I played the piano. Donna visited Paris. But obviously there are certain spelling changes as well. Like sometimes we are removing the y and adding ied, sometimes we are doubling the consonant. So these spelling changes are also carefully monitored. For irregular verbs, use the correct past tense form in positive sentences, and that obviously you have to memorize. Unfortunately, obviously you have to memorize them. Like sent, past form is sent. Last week I sent you a letter. The students had an English exam. They did a great job, because past form of do is did. So for negative sentences we use did not, and if you want to use the contracted form then didn't. So when you use did, then the verb automatically changes into its first form. The moment you add did in the sentence, the verb changes into its first form automatically. Can't is not used in past indefinite tense or past simple tense. Can't is a modal verb that has its own category. I went to work yesterday. I did not go to work yesterday. So positive sentence went, negative sentence go. Like I went to work yesterday. I didn't go to work yesterday. And then obviously did I go to work yesterday. Okay, now here is an exercise. Here you have to choose the correct simple past form of verb and put in these sentences. Like I was invited to the birthday party of my niece. So here the correct form of verb would be invited. Then in sentence number 2, my brother dash a new motorcycle last week. My brother bought a new motorcycle last week. Good. Amina recently dash her old teacher after years. Amna recently saw her old teacher after years. Junaid and Laila dash the report. Junaid and Laila read the report or studied the report, both are possible. I dash a beautiful ready to wear dress at the shop. I bought a beautiful ready to wear dress at the shop. I saw a beautiful ready to wear dress at the shop, both are possible. The friends are not talking these days because they have recently fought with each other. Mahmood dash part time to make some money. Mahmood worked part time to make some money. Work is not possible because work is first form of the verb. You will use second form of verb, which is worked, not work. My elder sister dash for years at a college. My elder sister studied for years at a college, or taught for years at a college. Both are possible. My children really worked hard for their exams, or studied hard for their exams. Again, both are possible. I dashed my friend after 10 years. I saw my friend after 10 years. I visited my friend after 10 years. Both are possible. Then there is another exercise that is with irregular verbs. My grandfather had a very exciting life. When he was young, he dashed on a farm in the country. He lived on a farm in the country. Now the remaining you have to do. So just write them in your comments. Don't write just one word. Solve all of them and write all of them in your comments, in one comment. Good. Yes, like this. That's very good. All right, now let's have a look at the answers. This way you can check your answers as well. Very good response, class. Well done. So my grandfather had a very exciting life. When he was young, he lived on a farm in the country. His parents raised cattle, raised D, and he looked after the cows. When he was 18, he went to university where he studied IED, studied philosophy. He also played the piano in a popular band. He tried, TRIED, tried to join the Air Force, but he ended up in the Navy in the Arabian Sea during the war. A torpedo ripped, RIPPED. A torpedo ripped a hole in the side of his ship, and the ship was destroyed. Not just destroyed, was destroyed. Because it's a passive voice sentence, not active voice. So you need a helping verb as well for passive voice. Was destroyed. So here we will use was as well. Only 5 men escaped. They sailed in a lifeboat back to the shore. Okay, so this was our past simple tense. I hope the tense is clear. If there is any confusion or if you want to ask any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, I will move on to the next topic, that is predicting the content of a book.